A canceled work meeting meant Ella could go home early, eager to surprise her husband. But the scene that greeted her on the doorstep was far more surprising, leaving her questioning everything she thought she knew about her life. The end result was something she would have never expected. Ella balanced her work and family life well. She was proud of being a devoted employee, a loving mother, and a caring wife. As a senior manager at a marketing firm, she worked long hours, but always found time for her family. Her husband, Mike, and their children meant everything to her. Despite her busy schedule, she always prioritized family time. Ella and Mike had a strong, loving relationship. They openly discussed their flaws and desires, always working to strengthen their bond. Their love was unwavering, and their relationship was admired by friends and family. One day, Ella left for work early but managed to finish a major project ahead of schedule. She was excited to surprise Mike. They had both been busy with work, and an unexpected afternoon together sounded great. As she walked up to the front door, she saw someone leaving the house. It was a woman in sunglasses, moving quickly. Ella felt a little uneasy. She watched the woman hurry to a parked car, glance back at the house, and then drive away. Ella stopped, her hand on the doorknob. What was going on? Mike had never mentioned hiring anyone to help around the house. Was he hiding something from her? She shook her head, trying to ignore the bad feeling. Maybe it was a delivery or a neighbor, but she couldn't shake the doubt. As she went inside, she called out, "Mike? Emily? Jack?" Her voice was shaky. "We're in the backyard, honey," Mike responded. Ella joined them, seeing Mike helping the kids with their homework, and felt relieved. She tried to forget the unsettling scene, thinking it was just her imagination. 3 days later, she came home early after another canceled meeting. As soon as she pulled into the driveway, she saw the same woman leaving her house again. The woman quickly got into her car and drove away when she saw Ella approaching. Ella's heart sank. She felt uneasy. Seeing the same woman twice couldn't be a coincidence. With many thoughts racing through her mind, she decided to confront her husband, though she was nervous about what he might say. Who was that woman? Ella asked Mike that evening, trying to keep her tone steady, but feeling broken inside. Mike's face went pale, but he quickly recovered. "Oh, that's just someone I hired to help out with some stuff around the house," he said casually. Ella wanted to believe him, like she always had, but now she had a nagging feeling that something wasn't right. Over the next few days, she found herself pulling away from Mike. She barely spent any time with him, couldn't look him in the eye, and started noticing little things about his behavior that hadn't bothered her before. She tried to focus on work and act normal, but inside, she was falling apart. The whole situation was eating away at her. Ella couldn't sleep or think about anything else. The image of that woman and the secrets Mike was keeping haunted her. She knew she had to face the truth, but she also knew she couldn't stay in a marriage filled with lies and uncertainty. The days went by, and Ella became more and more suspicious. Every little thing Mike did seemed suspicious to her now. It was driving her crazy. Then one day, she saw the same woman again near their house. This was the third time she had seen her in just a week. Ella was furious. This wasn't a coincidence anymore. She couldn't hold back her anger. She stormed inside and found Mike in the living room. "We need to talk," she said, her voice shaking. "Right now, Mike, I need you to be honest with me. Who was that woman, and what was she doing behind my back?" His face went pale, and he could not meet her gaze. "Ella, it's complicated," he murmured. One afternoon, While Mike was at work, she decided to do some digging. She searched through his phone, hoping she wouldn't find anything, but dread filled her stomach nonetheless. And then she saw it. A text message from a contact saved under a single initial. The message was vague, but suggestive, leaving no doubt in Ella's mind that there was another woman. Ella's world shattered. It was all true. The woman she had seen. The secrets. The lies. She felt sick to her stomach, the pain a physical ache in her chest. The thought of losing him and breaking up their family was unbearable, but the betrayal cut deeper than she ever thought possible. She knew she couldn't live with this uncertainty and deceit any longer. After days of agonizing over her decision, she finally decided to file for divorce. It was the hardest choice she had ever made, but she knew it was the right one. She couldn't stay in a marriage where trust was completely broken. With the divorce papers in her hand, tears ran down Ella's face as she drove home. She had practiced what she would say to Mike to end their marriage. It was like their whole life together was about to be destroyed. It hurt so much, but she felt like she had no other choice. She pulled up to the house, the place where they had built their life together, and hesitated. With shaking hands, she opened the front door, expecting a confrontation. But what she saw shocked her even more than she had expected. The house was decorated with balloons and streamers. Fairy lights twinkled in the living room, and a big banner over the dining room table read, "Happy 40th birthday, Ella." She had been so consumed by the doubt and turmoil that her birthday had completely slipped her mind. Before she could make sense of it all, Mike's face broke into a warm smile as their eyes met. "Surprise! Honey, happy birthday." Ella stood frozen in the doorway, clutching the divorce papers. Confusion, surprise, and a tiny bit of hope all mixed together inside her. "What's all this, Mike?" she asked, her voice shaking. Mike stepped forward and took her hands. "Ella, I know you've been hurt, and I owe you an explanation. The woman you saw, she's the event planner for your birthday. I've been planning this for months. I wanted your 40th to be special." He paused before continuing. "I know I haven't been myself lately. Ever since I lost my job, I felt useless, like less of a man. You've been carrying everything on your shoulders, working so hard to provide for us, and I haven't been able to do anything to help. I wanted to show you how much I appreciate you, Ella, how much I love you. You're the strongest, most amazing woman I know, and I'm so lucky to have you. You do everything for this family, and I wanted to take this burden off of you, even if just for a night. That's why I've been focusing on the kids, on making things easier for you around the house. I wanted to show you that even though I'm not bringing in a paycheck right now, I can still contribute. I can still be the husband and father you deserve." She covered her face with her hands, overwhelmed by a mix of shame and relief. "I completely forgot about my birthday," she confessed to Mike. "I've been so consumed with everything else that I didn't even realize." She looked up at him, her eyes filled with both embarrassment and gratitude. "You've been planning this all along, haven't you? Even when I was acting awful, you still wanted to make me happy." A small smile tugged at the corner of her lips. "I guess I'm not the only one who forgets things sometimes," she said, trying to lighten the mood. "Thank you, Mike, for everything." "I'm sorry if my secrecy made you doubt me," Mike said, "but I never meant to hurt you. I only wanted to surprise you." Ella dropped the divorce papers to the floor and threw her arms around Mike, hugging him tightly. Mike held her close, his own eyes glistening with tears. "It's okay, Ella. I understand why you felt the way you did. Let's put this behind us and enjoy your birthday. You deserve it." As the evening went on, filled with laughter, stories, and love, Ella learned a valuable lesson. Trust, once broken, can be repaired, but it takes open communication, understanding, and forgiveness. In her darkest moment, she had jumped to conclusions and almost lost the love of her life. But in the end, their love came back stronger, more resilient, and with a new appreciation for each other. That night, surrounded by loved ones, Ella knew she was right where she belonged. Loved this story? Tap that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. Let us know how this story made you feel with a single word in the comments. While you're at it, check out the video currently on your screen. See you next time.